What do you think happened, Endry? Kiara was bringing up the question Endry had successfully avoided earlier. He had never thought himself much of a storyteller. He let his head hang in a hyperbolic exasperation and smiled at the child. There was a big fight. Endry stretched the word big for a second while stretching out his arms for dramatic effect. There was a big fight before the Aloe came to the old world, and when they saw people fighting, they stopped to help. Endry was making up the story off the top of his head, taking a moment to tuck the cover around Kiara while she closed her mismatched eyelids. That was nice of them. Kiara whispered with a warm smile, her head still leaning at a slight angle on her pillow of a bag. It really was, Endry whispered back, but the old world kept fighting, and eventually they hit the Aloe ship, and it crashed and became the caged city. Racking his head, thinking of what to say next while he pet Kiara softly. That wasn't nice at all. He was deliberately drawing out his words now, hoping she would fall asleep before he had to think of what came next. To Endry's relief, it seemed as though she did, although he continued to brush her head for a few minutes longer, just to be sure, after which he gingerly got to his feet and stood with the cool stone wall against his back. He stared into the darkness, letting his eyes adjust to the near void, the pale light of the moon reflecting more than enough for the watchman to see this night. He could just see the distorted mirror of the moon through the reeds along the bank of the river they would have to cross tomorrow. A fog began crawling over the water from upriver that added a mystique to the scene, while the stars gradually showed themselves as the sun fully extinguished itself for the night. The moving painting Endry was experiencing turned from ethereal to menacing as a shadow moved through the fog, a silhouette Endry had become far too familiar with these last few days.